Hello people, welcome back to another one of my videos. You can see from the title that's over here or down here or up here or wherever your device you're looking at, you know what this title is about. So let's not mince words, get straight onto it. Comic book day of the week. As you know, every Wednesday is new comic book day, but the distributors from DC or Marvel is always late, so you can't really get all your books on the same time. That's why I wait to Saturday. So that means certain things I miss, certain things I don't get. Oh well. First book is Defenders #1. This is another new Defenders magazine. I remember back in the 70s, early 80s, the Defenders was led by Angel, Beast, and Doctor Strange with Silver Surfer sometimes, and some other people. So let's see what this was all about. I was waiting for this one. Hardware #1 for the Milestone era. I like this. I love this. He's from the Milestone era, which I talked about many times before. Quick story, back in the 90s, a group of African American or black, let's say black writers and artists wanted to create their own imprint. DC says, go right ahead. Why not? Because other companies was coming up in the 90s, why not? And pretty much predominantly black, Hispanic, and minorities, non-white people got together, created their own little comic line called Milestone. Hardware was one of them. This is like their Iron Man version of Iron Man. It was a very good story. I collected about years of those. Then I got bored of them. And now they're making a comeback, which is good. So that's fine. I mean, DC owns them, so they'll put them out sooner or later. X-Men Legends #6. The only reason I picked this, I was going to quit until I saw Doctor Doom. So I was like, since Doctor Doom is one of my favorite villains, gotta pick it up. X-Force #22. It's a continuation of the X-Force 21 and 20 story, which I haven't read yet, but that's cool. Deep Beyond #7 out of 12, I believe. This story here is getting really, really interesting. I haven't read the last 2 issues of this, but I'm kind of out of the loop. But it's really cool. Imagine this is like another post-apocalyptic kind of story where pretty much everybody lives in underwater. Okay, Miles Morales, Clone Saga Fallout. This one I was excited to get. This is Batman '89. This is a spin-off or a continuation of the Batman 1989 movie with Michael Keaton. So this is technically Michael Keaton's Batman, written by the screenwriter who wrote the movie. That was pretty good. This is a 6-issue limited series, and I can't wait to dive into this one. And also, there's going to be a Superman 77 one coming out pretty soon. Batman Urban Legends #6. Continuation with the Red Hood storyline, which I haven't read the last one yet. Featuring Red Hood, Black Canary, which is kind of interesting. Zealot, which is another Wildstorm production character. Really cool. And Tim Drake, who just recently came out as bisexual. Alright, so let's get this straight out of the way. A lot of people were saying, why are you making these characters gay for representation? Why don't you just make a gay character? See, here's the thing. A lot of those so-called established characters, they're not that popular. So that you make them gay. And then because of the excitement, because of that, they become slightly popular. For example, like Iceman came out as gay. Iceman is one of the most powerful mutants in the X-Men universe, but he's not that popular. Since he's not popular, let's make him gay. Now, guess what people care about Iceman? Because they said he shouldn't be gay. Okay. Tim Drake came out as bisexual. Now, I think this is the book he came out as bisexual. I think this is the one. Now, out of all the Robins, he had the most prolific career as Robin. On his own book, that is. For example, Dick Grayson was Robin for years, but he never had his own book. It's always like mini series here and there. Tim Drake was the first Robin. I mean, even Jason Todd didn't have his own book. Tim Drake came out with the Robin miniseries and the continuation of Robin's story. Yeah, he had a girlfriend who was spoiler. Now he's bisexual. Okay, now here's the problem. Now here's the one thing about this. A lot of people who are technically bisexual or gay, a lot of times they try to be straight. A lot of them tried to be straight. I mean, of the older generation, they tried to be straight. They try to like women or the opposite, or men, the opposite sex. Then somehow it's just that they got sick and tired of living that lie. And some of them fostered kids because that was the right thing to do. Nowadays, if you're gay, you're gay. Who cares? Now, Tim Drake is being bisexual. I mean, he still likes women. It's just that sometimes he likes guys. How deep is that? Who knows? There's some people, they're only gay for one particular person, but for no one else. That happens. So I'm kind of interested to see how that one's going to go out. All right, now Daredevil 33. Look at that cover. That is a pretty awesome cover. I like that. Star Wars: The High Republic. Number 8. Loving this story so far. This happens right before The Phantom Menace, so that's cool. Masters of the Universe Revelation number 2. Now, true, a lot of people are pissing off on the Netflix TV show. Yes, I know. A lot of people are not going to like it. That is correct. But let's look at it this way. The show is called Masters of the Universe. There's no mention of He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. The original 1984 version and the 2003 version says He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. The toy line is called, it never was He-Man and the Masters, it was Masters of the Universe. He-Man was the main character, but it was always considered Masters of the Universe. But here's the idea. And, for example, I used to play with He-Man figures when I was a kid, because I was like, 12, 13. My brother was like 6, 7. And we played He-Man all the time. So He-Man, Skeletor. And the question I always have is, how come Skeletor never wins? What would it look like if Skeletor actually wins? What would Eternia look like without He-Man? There you go. Look at the bigger picture. Is Skeletor going to lose? Of course he's going to lose. He-Man's coming back. But another thing is that a hero is determined. The measure of a hero is determined by the villains and adversities they fight, they go up against. Look at Batman. Batman is very relatable because he deals with real people and real issues. And he has to outsmart them half the time. He has to outsmart them. Majority of the time, he has to outsmart them. And they try to do their best to throw him off the track, but he always finds a way because he uses his brain. Superman has a good rogues gallery, but the thing is, they have to be world-shattering people who can actually hurt him. The Flash has a good rogues gallery, which a lot of them are. Some of them have power, some of them don't. Spider-Man has one of the best rogues galleries because but the thing is, Spider-Man just can't swing in and just boom, call it a day. He-Man, he shows up. Oh, okay, everything's done. Let me throw a rock. If you watch the old 1980 versions, there was no violence, no physical contact, very few sword fight. He has a sword, but he rarely fought with a sword. He just tosses people around. He'll punch you like this, and people will fall over. He'll just pick people up and throw them and stuff like that. So I'm like, At least this one you got to see some actual action. So so just think about it. Just think about, instead of just saying, going off on this, oh, they did this today, he made look like a punk. Hey, why are you doing all this? Just think about it. To get to where you want to go, because of the fact that the way how people are these days, they can't enjoy anything. So you have to shock them in order to get them to understand sometimes. If they pull out the old school He-Man, people will be bitching about that, so it doesn't matter. And with that being said, let's get off of that. I picked up this old book. It's called Alpha Flight, number 17. Really cool. Before Wolverine became Wolverine, he met up with Alpha Flight. This is a retelling of their story. And that's the new comic book. That's the new comic book of the week. But I'm not done. I'm not done. This week was the best day of the week. The worst day, in my opinion, is one of the worst days for comic books. It's called Free Comic Book Day. And the reason why I say that is because of the fact that, one, the stores are so busy. You can't just walk in and walk out. You gotta walk in, fight all these people, because a lot of people are coming up for free comic books. Some stores are smart and say 2, and that's it. But if you buy something, you can get more. So a lot of times people, to get more comics, they buy a little something here, a little bit something there. Gotta be at least $25 to get another comic book. Okay. First store I went to, they had no power. I'm like, oh, because I wanted to buy a long box from them. I'm like, oh man, that sucks. So I can't buy this long box so I can get some books, so I can't store some books properly. I got them in boxes, so I just need to store them properly. Alphabetize them and put them properly. So, but they had a table out there, 5 free books, so I picked up 5 free books. Then I went to my store. I was going to go to my backup store because they have DC books. Okay, you saw those DC books. I got them from that store. They had a car show. Now I wonder why did these guys have a car show this week? And I forgot. Middle of August is usually the the Dream Cruise, the Detroit's Dream Cruise, Woodward Dream Cruise, in which for a week our biggest highway of Woodward will be classic cars for 6 to 10 miles of classic cars cruising up and down, all sorts of stuff. It brings a lot of people. Sometimes it can bring up to like almost 1 million people throughout the whole week. That's what they claim, but I don't think 1 million people actually show up. But maybe a couple 100,000, maybe 100,000 at most, but not 1 million. That'd be way too populated. But they blocked off the main road to where that comic shop is, and there was a parking lot which you can't get into, and they was using that for registration. So I had to park somewhere else. I said, you know what, screw that. I'll go to my store. So I went to my store. I picked up a couple books off the shelf, and then I said, I picked up the Alpha Flight book, and I had to stand in line for over a half an hour just to buy my stuff and pick up my books for the week because of New Comic Book Day. People go to buy it, but the idea is that, well, you come in for a new free comic book, and guess what? You'll spend money at the store, and the stores can start making more. Comic book stores don't really make too much money. They don't. They make some profit, but not a lot. That depends what you do. So what happens this day? Every comic book shop is going to make a lot of money today, depending on how they do it. They're going to make a lot of money. But the problem is, over 80% of those people will never return. But what happened was my store, they said, well, if you sign up for an account with us, you can get 2 more free books. So you can get 4 books if you sign up. So they getting a lot of people sign up, but that's fine. But anyway, then I went to that store, and I found out at the park but I half a block, go to the store, bought some stuff, got 3 free books, and boom, I bounced home. After I worked this morning, I've been up since 5 o'clock in the morning because some idiot was banging on this house trying to get in because I guess he got locked out or something happened. I don't know. Hopefully the police can't. I'm surprised the police didn't show up. But anyway, enough of that rich and bitching. So this is from Viz Comics, Free Comic Book Day, Star Wars Edge of the Blade Balance, which I quite don't understand because Viz is usually for anime related stuff, and I have not seen a Viz comic book in a long time. Oh, you know why? Manga. That's why. It's a manga. It's based off of a manga. There we go. Okay. That's the reason why Viz Comics did it. Copy of The Boys, Free Comic Book Day. Because of the fact that I was bouncing around and I had to wait so long in lines, I forgot what I got at other stores, so I got 2 of these. I tried not to double that, but sometimes that happens because you know what I mean. You know how it is. You forget. King Shark, Suicide Squad King Shark. So that's kind of cool. Enter the House of Slaughter. Assassin's Creed Dynasty and Valhalla by Tokyo Pop, another manga company. Red Room. I heard some good things about this, but I can never find the book. Valiant 2021 featuring Ninjak on the front, Exo Man of War, Sandman, and Harbinger. Because I think the Harbinger is coming back. That's another comic book company that was in the 90s. That was cool. 2 Batmans. Avengers featuring the Hulk. And of course, as my friend the comic vet, and I would agree, the franchise of Marvel Comics, Spider-Man / Venom. Now, I'm surprised I didn't pick up 2 of these. I'm surprised. But that's not it. I got more. This is gonna be one of the longest videos I ever did for Comic Book Day. At the other store, the tobacco store, they had 20% off they had a special sale there, so 20% off. So 20% and 20% off graphic. I mean, I was gonna buy a figure like you see up there. I was gonna buy a figure that was like 10% off. They're like 25, so like $2 off. I'm no. But this was 20% off of Ecstatic. Years ago, in the early 2000s, X Factor was rebranded to Ecstatic. And this is volume 1. This covers... Oh, sorry, not X... Oh, sorry, not X Factor, X-Force. Sorry. Where mutants are more like celebrities and stuff like that. It's kind of cool. By Milligan Eldred. The same people who did Madman. Is it called Madman? Madman, maybe? Something like that. And this was critically acclaimed back then, but I never really read it. So for $40, this is $40 because I like getting the collected editions. If I had to, I'd rather get a collected edition instead of like a mini story. At least a collected edition is like 15 books or so that's fine. And last but not least, some eBay finds. So this is what happened. I got this recently. This is one of my old one during the 80s to early 90s. Fantastic Four has been one of my favorite books to read, and the writing was awesome back then. Chris Claremont and John Byrne and all this other stuff. Very good writers. I mean, what's going on in Fantastic Four these days? It's interesting, but these were the big stories back in the day. So this is a mini run. Very mini run. So that's cool. Very mini run. So I try to buy it instead of buying an individual. I try to buy a little lot like this, mini runs, so that way it's like more bang for your buck. So we got 278 Fantastic Four. Look at Doctor Doom, or is that Kristoff? Don't remember. I think this is the time when this is Kristoff, because Doctor Doom disappeared, supposedly died, and Kristoff took over. 279. Now, one thing is that I don't like it when they put two in a bag like this, but I understand why they did it, to try to keep it short. Not short, but keep the thing thin. And thanks, there's no viruses. Thank you, I love when that happens. Number 280, look at that. Look at that. Look at that cover. It's like the word Hayden there crucified on that. That's awesome. 281, when Invisible Woman, or Sue Storm, was possessed by malice, and she became evil, sadistic, and cruel. Really nice. 281. 282, love that cover. Really love that cover. Secret Wars 2 tie-in. Infinity, let's see, and Inwards to Infinity. It's like they're shrinking or they're growing, depending on how you look at it. 282. 283 was Psycho Man. Love Psycho Man back in the day. 284, She-Hulk getting a big boot to the face. I think I picked this up somewhere, maybe. And 285, the Human Torch says he can't be the Human Torch no more. Now the fun thing is, I got one. This is probably my third copy of this in the last couple months. But my man, Low Budget Commented Things, he bought that. I said, wait, did I just get that recently? Now I look up. Yes, I sure did. Fantastic Four 286, the second appearance, the first reappearance of Jean Grey, and the second appearance of X Factor, which I also covered in the X Factor Origins and Apocalypse graphic novel. And last but not least, 287. I forgot who this is. Peggy MacArthur. Why she's there? Who knows? I think she was a babysitter or something like that. And guess what? That is it for the new comic book day for this week, with the free comic book day and some other stuff. I am kind of tired, but you know what I'm going to do? I can't really take a nap because I don't want to take a nap. I'm about to go play some Mass Effect Legendary Edition. I'm loving that game. Really loving that game. This is finally a game that caught my attention and makes me want to keep playing it. True, I do love Spider-Man. Trust me, I love Spider-Man. Is my favorite character, but some parts of that game is so freaking hard, especially trying to learn how to swing and whatever. I never really caught the hang of that, but that's okay. And with that being said, thank you very much for watching. If you like it, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, give me a thumbs down. Like, comment, subscribe. Share it with your friends, your families, and your enemies too. And also a busboy, and maybe a waiter or waitresses. And tell that bum in the corner, hey, you better watch my show my video to that bum in the corner. He might say, man, that guy's more pitiful than I am, and he might get up and do something. Who knows? I don't know where I was going with that. I'm sorry. I have no idea where I was going with that. My mind just went pew somewhere else. But anyway, sorry for being lengthy this week, but thank you for staying with me. I really appreciate every waking minute, hour, second that you watch any of my videos. I'm very humble about it. Very, very humble. Just remember, Monday is Movie Monday review, and I forgot what I'm doing this week. And I do believe we got like 2 more videos left. After next week, 2 more videos left. Or is it 3 more videos? I don't remember. Can't tell you. I'll find out soon. So, with that being said, thank you very much, and hopefully I'll see you very soon. I was going to say something, but I totally forgot. But oh well.